Hey, welcome to Meet the Candidate 2022. And our guest today is Marcus Riccelli, who is running for state representative in the 3rd Legislative District. Welcome, Marcus.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So this is your opportunity to introduce yourself to voters that weren't paying attention last time or who are new voters. There's always new voters every time. And start with just telling us about where you grew up and first went to school.
Yeah, I grew up in Spokane. I went to Meade High School. I guess before that I was a Midway CB2 in elementary, and I went to Gonzaga University and got a degree in business administration. I worked after that for a bit and went back and then got a master's degree in public administration from the University of Washington. I'm mostly a lifelong resident. I have lived in some other places and got some good experiences. I thought that was great for me, for being a Spokane kid, to really appreciate what we have right here in our backyard.
I did have one candidate that I interviewed today who noticed, who's a Husky, who noticed my cougar. So he said he wouldn't hold it against me.
Yeah, I'm a Zag first and foremost. I had a great educational experience at the University of Washington, the Evans School as well. But I also was the prime sponsor of the bill to create the WSU Medical School. So a lot of times people get confused and think I'm a cougar because I was very involved in that.
So I think I asked you this other question on some other interview, but I asked people about their first jobs, where you first connected, where you first connect effort and pay, and tell us about your story.
Yeah, I have mentioned this previously, but my first job was at Senior Froggy off of Koza up here north, and it was great. I worked the fryer, the front, I would wash dishes. I still to this day actually really do enjoy washing dishes. It's kind of therapeutic for me because there's a job there, you get it done, you feel good about it. I also, part of what I appreciated there, the owners were fantastic. They allowed me to work around my sports schedule, so I really got to balance going to school, playing sports, and learning the value of work. And I also got 50% off meals when I worked there, and at that point I was eating 4 and 5 times a day just to keep weight, and I think I still hold the record for the most employee meals eaten in a month. So that was always good. I ate everything on the menu except for the Mexi burger, because I just, in principle, I was like, if I want a burger, I'm going to order a burger. I don't need to taco on a bun.
Well, yeah, that can be a great benefit if you're an athletic young man with a hollow leg.
Yep, totally.
Free meals at work.
And 33-cent tacos at the time, might I add.
Yes, things have gone up some since then. So you mentioned a little bit about travel, and travel experience is a way of seeing your own community in a different light. What are some interesting travel experiences that have been life shaping?
Well, for me, I worked a campaign in Spokane in 2000, and after that ended, kind of got the interest and bug. And so pretty much with a backpack and a suitcase, traveled, went to Chicago, and then landed in DC, and was basically couch surfing with friends until I found work. And it was a real great experience for me. I lived in basically an oversized closet in a row house, but the people I lived with worked on both sides of the aisle. One worked for Senator Fred Thompson. One worked for one of the most conservative senators in the US Senate. We would argue a lot, but find some stuff we agreed upon, and we had a real great time, and really engaged in policy discussions. And I learned a lot from that experience. I also was there during 9/11, and that was an interesting time. The whole city was locked down. Prior to that, when the anthrax came up, I was on a floor above one of the Senate offices that got hit with that, and so brought that perspective. I was there pre 9/11 when my friends and I were kicking a soccer ball on the Supreme Court lawn, and to post 9/11 when the whole place was locked down pretty tight. And so that was a pretty interesting time and experience, and shaped a lot of my kind of growing up during that period.
Yeah, that there were a lot of things that changed. I had visited DC prior to and after 9/11, and the change in the security atmosphere was quite obvious.
Yeah.
So on a happier note, I think, tell us a little bit about your how family life and recreation is going right now.
Yeah, so I do play a lot of soccer. I coach 2 youth soccer teams. I just took my certification to be a soccer referee. I play co-ed.
What, being a legislator is not enough? You're
Yeah,
gonna go for being a referee?
Yeah, right. I'm just trying to win points across the board. But for me, doing those activities obviously connects me with the community, working with the next generation. I believe in team sport. That's why I like to work on bipartisan efforts out here. You really understand that we all have a lot of the same goals. And for me, playing soccer is kind of how I keep my head clear too. Just as a way, I support a lot of healthy activity. We have an obesity and diabetes epidemic amongst our youth, so it connects me with that, getting them out and active. But personally, I think I also have to walk the walk, so I try to do that to maintain health. So that keeps me busy. I have 2 younger children, very involved in their lives. And my wife, Amanda, is from the area as well and went to North Central High School. I joke with her because when we got married, half of the folks were somehow related to her. And that's probably how I first got elected, is because I got to know half this town through my wife. But so that's a little bit. It's been interesting these last couple of years. We haven't had as much as the push and pull of being a legislator in Olympia on the family life, because we were all virtual for 1 year and then hybrid. So that is, one of the tensions. Being away from the family is a hard part of the job. So it's been interesting the last couple of years. Still the same, been a lot of workload, but be able to open the door and still be able to grab dinner and get to sports practices when it made sense was kind of neat.
Yeah, well, there are some things that we've all maybe hated, but there are also some things that we've learned to love about the changes in connecting virtually.
Yeah, I would say the big silver lining has been public participation for the people I represent in Eastern Washington. To be able to engage, not have to give up a day of work, not to have to potentially get turned around at the pass because they're going over there to testify, and being able to be active like that, I think, is one of the silver linings. We saw robust participation from all areas of our state. So it does bring into mind something that I'm very passionate about too, is making sure internet connectivity and people have digital access, I think, is something that we should all get behind broadband.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give you that last minute to wrap up and answer the question: why should people vote for Marcus Riccelli for State Representative for the 3rd Legislative District?
Well, I hope people will look at my track record. I've continued to deliver for Spokane, whether it be transportation, whether it be bringing a WSU medical school. I want all of our kids to thrive no matter what zip code they're born into, and I want to create more educational opportunities so everybody can pursue their academic endeavor to the fullest. I just think when you look at my track record, the things I've worked on, the policy bills, the capital budget pieces, my ability to be around our leadership team to make sure that we're getting a fair share for Spokane, I think that I deserve to be rehired, and I appreciate the opportunity to make the case. And I really hope people will check out marcusriccelli.com and continue to engage with me. A robust democracy can only exist with an active and engaged citizenry. And I appreciate people tuning in, and I hope they'll learn a little bit more about what I've been able to deliver for this community.
Okay. Well, thank you, Marcus, and enjoy the campaign.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
From Chud Sr. to Dick Wendell, to Kristen and myself.
And now to our kids. Our goal is to help people drive for generations.
From roll-up windows to power everything. From stick to automatic. From gas to electric.
No one can totally predict what technology is coming our way.
But I can guarantee we will be here before and after the sale, giving you the confidence for generations to come.
That's the Wendell way. Drive for generations.
Hey voters, join me, Kirk Cameron, on Saturday, September 24th with We Believe, We Vote at the Spokane Convention Center for a night of celebrating biblical citizenship.
Join We Believe We Vote for our annual fundraiser on Saturday, September 24th, 2022 with Kirk Cameron. For tickets and event information, please visit WeBelieveWeVote.com. That's WeBelieveWeVote.com. We'll see you there.
Weather in the inland Northwest can wear you down. And if your gutters are in poor condition or you do not have gutters, you could suffer damage that could cost a fortune to fix. Rainman Seamless Rain Gutters has almost 30 years of professional experience in serving the inland Northwest region and strives to ensure customer service that is second to none from the time you call to the end of the project.